Blessed love to each and everyone. Of course, we give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. What a wonderful day as we are celebrating the Battle of Adwa, talking about the 1st of March, 1896. Menelik II, Ras Mokennen, Empress Taitu, and Ras Alulu, and many other mighty generals on the battlefield taking out Crispy and the Italians. And of course, we are also celebrating Menelik again with us, of course, the 1st of March, 1958. The starting and the foundation of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. So it's just a heap of celebration here. Of course, your brother, Honorable Priest Isaac, just here, just going through the Lenten fast, looking to hold a meditation, and of course, just going to even take a look at a bit of our more recent documentary talking about a Petimek. The conquering lion hath prevailed. And for those of you who know what a Petimek is all about, it's all about the Lion of Judah who goes forth on the battlefield to preserve his independence or the independence of his people. So at the same time, we must mention the Battle of Adwa. We must mention the Menelik II. And again, those who know a Petimek, the video, of course, you know that Menelik II and the Battle of Adwa, and of course, holding back the conquest of Ethiopia is definitely of key importance. They call it the scramble for Africa. Menelik II and the Ethiopian warriors stopped that. So what I'm going to do, family, and let me just say for those who do not have the Apedimek documentary, this is a good time for you to order it. I'll be giving you a bit of it right now, specifically highlighted the areas that show us what was taking place in 1896, the Battle of Adwa. So it is a heart of celebration to one and all. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge presents an international homeschool program that offers African heritage, biology, astronomy, language arts, yoga, and much more. Our classes are created with the young ones in mind, and we cater to youths from kindergarten to high school. Children love our colorful and very animated lessons, while parents recommend it to friends and family. Contact us for a free preview and see for yourself why investing in the International Homeschool Program will be of great benefit to you and your young ones. Bless you. From the makers of the Master of Ceremonies, Sefer, and the Night of the Black Tiger. From the heart of the kingdom of Kush, the lion-headed god, Apedimek. The conquering lion hath prevailed. In the Master of Ceremonies, the Institute's first full-length video documentary, the Divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I was presented with clear, prophetic utterances aligned with accepted historical events. The legendary and esoteric Kemetic Neter deity, Asar, also called Osiris, was shown to have strong similarities in his mythological story with the actual lifetime in our presence of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Asar, the man and the concept, was born in ancient Kush, Ethiopia. Haile Selassie I, the man, was born 16 Hamle, Ethiopian calendar, 23rd of July 1892, Western calendar, Hara, Ethiopia, ancient Kush. Like many mythological Messiah type figures, for example the Christ of the scriptures, Asar became a man at the age of 13. Historically, the same can be said of Emperor Haile Selassie I, who was made the Dejemak, the keeper of the gate, and governor at the age of 13 when he was fully 12. At the coronation of Asar, Osiris, 72 individuals came to crown him king of the world. On the 2nd of November 1930, Emperor Haile Selassie I was coronated King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah. 72 nations were represented at this event. At Osiris's coronation, he was attacked, placed in a coffin, and eventually cut into 16 pieces. It took him exactly 5 years before he was resurrected and became the constellation of Sahu, the Orion constellation. It was exactly 5 years, the 5th of May 1936 to the 5th of May 1941, that Haile Selassie I was absent from the throne of Ethiopia officially. This was during the Italian-Ethiopian War, when Ethiopia was unjustly attacked by Benito Mussolini. Article 16 of Collective Security of the League of Nations of that time was abandoned. Article 16. Osiris was cut into 16 pieces by the 72 that came to his coronation, like the 72 that came to the coronation of the emperor. 5 years exactly for Osiris to resurrect, from the 5th of May 1936 to the 5th of May 1941. Exactly 5 years for the emperor, 5th day and the 5th month. The accurate observation is that the esoteric character of the mythos Osiris, Asa, has manifested in the historical Emperor Haile Selassie I. As was said, this has been made clear with detail in our full-length documentary, The Master of Ceremonies. In this documentary, we will reveal that the Emperor Haile Selassie I has a specific alignment with a little spoken of Kushite deity, Neter, known as a Menelik. The conquering line hath prevailed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know I speak in behalf of all of my fellow Americans in welcoming His Imperial Majesty back to the United States. Since His Majesty visited the United States nearly a decade ago, we have seen one of the most extraordinary revolutions in history, and that has been the appearance on the world scene of 29 independent countries in the short space of less than 10 years, including over 150 million people. The conference recently held in His Majesty's capital served, I think, to bring together in a great cooperative movement the people of most of these countries. And the success of that conference was due in no small part to the leadership of our distinguished guest. His efforts to move his country forward and provide a better life for its people, and his efforts throughout the world, which stretch back over 30 or 40 years. For all of this, Your Majesty, we take the greatest pride in welcoming you here. You do us honor, and I can assure you that there is no guest that we will receive in this country that will give a greater sense of livelier pride and satisfaction to the American people than your presence here today. Your Majesty, you're most welcome.
In the case of the Treaty of Ujali, here is a power, a foreign power, at the time a modern foreign power, which had been on extremely friendly terms with Menelik. Menelik throughout thought of himself as a friend of Italy and Italy as an ally of Ethiopia. So he had every reason to enter an agreement with these people in good faith. And of course, the treaty was not undertaken in good faith, and the person who was singularly suspicious of the good faith of the Italians was Empress Taitu from the start. And the disputed article, very roughly, said in the Amharic that the Italians would, upon request of the Ethiopian side, represent Ethiopian interests in Europe. On the Italian version, the article roughly had the provision that Italy had exclusive rights to represent Ethiopia in any foreign relations. This was, of course, a major limitation on Ethiopian sovereignty. Taitu saw it immediately. Menelik saw it thereafter. Both were utterly determined that whatever it took They would not accept this version of the treaty. He prepared the diplomatic ground in a very painstaking way. And in the course of carrying out the diplomatic struggle, Menelik also made careful preparations for the war.
The emancipation of slavery came to the British West Indies in 1834, the 1st of August, while in the United States of America, this process took place in the year 1863. Yet still, in 1884, 1885, the Congo Conference, also known as the Berlin Conference, took place in Germany. This was a gathering of the European colonialists of the day, and it is at this conference that they decided to carve up and divide Africa amongst themselves. This became what is known as the scramble for Africa. In Abyssinia, the 17th of August, 1844, born of the kingdom of Shor, was Haile Mariam, aka Abba Dagnio, who became the world-renowned Menelik II, Emperor of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, Lion of Judah. In 1866, he became the king of the province of Shor, after he escaped from Magdala at the fortress of Emperor Tewodros II. He proclaimed himself Emperor of Abyssinia on the 25th day of March, 1889, after the death of his predecessor, Emperor Johannes IV, who was killed on the battlefield. On the 3rd of November 1889, Emperor Menelik II was crowned Negusa Nagas, King of Kings, at the Church of St. Mary on Mount Entoto. Ras Mokene, father of the young Haile Selassie, was the chief representative of Emperor Menelik II and hero of Adwa. In 1896, the Italian army was utterly defeated at Adwa. All of Africa was colonialized at such time. Even Liberia was a creature of the United States of America. Ethiopia preserved its independence. Emperor Menelik gave the Italians Meneliks, Empress Taitu and Ras Mokenen, plus the Ethiopian warriors, united to destroy Rome. According to the legend, Kedus Girugis, Saint George, joined the battle against the enemy. The Lion of Judah hath prevailed. The title, The Lion of Judah, like the title, The King of Kings, belongs to the Solomonic line of Ethiopian kings. After 1870, the imperial flag with the Lion of Judah was established. After the defeat of the Italians at Adwa, Menelik II hoisted the red, gold, and green red upstand on the 6th of October, 1897. After he passed in 1913, the imperial flag returned with the Lion of Judah. The lion has always been a symbol of strength and power in the ancient African system of monarchy. Haremaket, also referred to as the Sphinx, is seen with the body of a lion and the head of a human monarch. Some say that it is that of an empress. Empress Hatshepsut is seen in the form of a lion, the lioness. King Akhenaten and many others throughout the ancient world portray themselves in the fashion of the king of beasts. In culture and theology, some of the more earlier known deities are seen in the fashion of the lion. Tefnut, wife of Shu, in the ancient Kemetic mythos, is seen as a lion. Sekhmet, the daughter of Ra and the eyes of the same, is the fierce lioness goddess Neter. Even kingdoms and nations that are not known for having lions have portrayed the beast in flags, coat of arms, etc. In the Bible, the messianic figure is seen as the Lion of Judah. The 23rd day of July, 1892, as Ra, the sun, begins its journey towards Leo.
Oh yes, we give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life.
At this,
No, it's not an echo, is I. And of course, once again, you're just viewing parts of the documentary, our fourth released documentary, full-length documentary entitled Apedimek, the Conquering Lion Hath Prevailed. And of course, I must always applaud the team that worked on this documentary. I must always applaud the Honorable Prince Almase for such mighty graphic works
as it relates to this documentary. I must definitely give thanks for the time that was put into it, and of course, the information that was gathered, the full order, the full family, the Honorable Princess as our chief researcher. For those who would not, who have not taken note of that. And really, what you have seen here thus far, the Battle of Adwa, as we are celebrating that at this moment, the 1st of March, 1896. Again, as I explained at the beginning of this little presentation today, that the Battle of Adwa represents the warding off of the colonializers. It was almost like the last stance, like, yeah, they had all of Africa. I'm talking from 1885. You just saw it a moment ago. The Berlin Conference, all the wolves around the pie, cutting it up into different pieces. You take this part, you take the other part. Germany, you take over there. Spain, how about this? Tell me how it tastes. But they could not handle Ethiopia. Italy is not the only one that tried. They could not take the kingdom from the ancient Solomonic kings in ancient Abyssinia. So we are very thankful for Menelik II, Ras Mokenen. We give thanks for Empress Taitu, as you just saw for yourself. How Empress Taitu would have noticed the discrepancies, really, in the agreement that the Italians were trying to bring forth to the Ethiopians, where in one side, that's the Italian side, it was saying that the Italians had all rights to even, represent Ethiopia to the international community. But on the Ethiopian side, that of course the Ethiopians could read, it says that the Italians specifically would ask permission from the Ethiopians, really, before they go and represent them in the international community. But the Italian side said something else. And it was Empress Taitu, who would have observed this and said, no, what you talking about? You have something else there. So we give thanks for the strength of the woman. So family, remember also, as we continue to celebrate the born day of the Congress officially, 1958, and of course the Battle of Adwa. Let me just remind you that you could definitely order the full documentary that you are gazing on here, a Pedimek, which is the Lion of Judah hath prevailed. This is just a bit of it that you are getting, a snippet, obviously, as you could see. But of course, you could get the full documentary by just contacting us. Of course, all the links are in the description below this video here. And the Cash App and PayPal link is in the description below again. So you could just go down and press the link and it takes you exactly where you need to go. And then at the same time, as I said, you could visit our website, which is priestisaacinstitute.com. That is where you would find Radio Anu as well. That's priestisaacinstitute.com. Visit our website and, get more information. You can visit our website and visit our shop and visit our store. And you would see the different things that we have to offer, from our books, from our documentaries, our webinars, and of course, a Pedimek, the Lion of Judah, the conquering lion, hath prevailed. So again, definitely, you could definitely check the link below for all of that, or in the description below for all of those links. You get the link straight to Radio Anu. You get the link to the website itself, and you definitely get the link to the Cash App and the PayPal and a few other things there in the description below this video, as we continue to celebrate the Battle of Adwa. So family, make sure you get the full copy of a Pedimek for yourself and for your family, and so you could full joy it in the comfort of your own space. Give thanks, life giver and the keeper of life, King Selassie, Jah. Rastafari. Begins its journey towards Leo, the constellation of the Lion. At this very moment, Liege Tafari was born. Born the son of the great Ras Mokene and Wazirio Yeshimagat. Born in the city of Hara, considered one of the holiest cities in Islam. The wise mind of the young Tafari earned him the title of the Dejama at the age of 13, plus governance of several provinces at a very young age, to include Hara, Sidam, and Garvey. On the 27th day of September, the feast of Maskal, the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ, 1916, he took the title of Ras and became regent to the throne of Ethiopia, Abyssinia. At that time, Princess Zaditu, the daughter of Menelik II, became Empress Zaditu, Empress of Ethiopia. Rastafari, although regent, was the power behind the government. This was made plain by Empress Zaditu herself. As regent, he toured Europe on diplomatic missions. And because of his shrewd and wise outlook, he managed to place Ethiopia into the League of Nations. Remember that the League of Nations was made up of predominantly European countries. Ethiopia was an independent African country amongst the colonializers of the rest of Africa.
Yes. Could you talk a bit about the day of the coronation?
Yes, my coronation day was very memorable to me. Not only we had Ethiopian participants in the event, but also a lot of foreign emissaries partook in the celebration of the coronation day.
The coronation itself was a Coptic service, Your Imperial Majesty.
They are the Coptic, but also the Ethiopian bishop. They are with the Coptic churchmen.
1930 was a memorable day in the history of Ethiopia. Since the early hours of that morning, all in Addis Ababa began to prepare for the impressive event of the morning. The Emperor and Empress Manen had already spent the hours since the night before in prayer and meditation with the priests at the most holy altar within St. George's Cathedral, the largest church in the capital. Through the early morning, the chanting of priests continued. Outside the church, and nearly all over Addis Ababa, devoted subjects were dancing and chanting praise songs for the new emperor in Amharic.
The son of Ras Makonnen, Haile Selassie, will feed us. His justice is like that of an angel. May God give long life to Haile Selassie, the child of our country.
The ritualistic ceremonies of the coronation were performed in a large auditorium adjacent to the west side of the cathedral, which had been especially constructed for the occasion.
Shortly after 7:30 a.m., His Imperial Majesty, attired in white silk communion robes, entered the ceremonial hall from the church with an escort of aides and the clergy, chanting in the old Coptic language a processional hymn. The spiritual vestment is